Welcome to r/IDontWorkHereLady, where we share stories about folks that are mistaken for employees by irate customers. Thank you, friends, for subscribing to the channel and for so many likes. The first story. Since I no longer worked in this store, I expressed everything to the buyer. The second story. Woman left her child and thought that I was a babysitter. The third story. Teenager who didn't work became the best salesman. Today's first story is back home. This happened to me about 6 weeks ago, when I went home from university to visit my mom. To explain, my mom only lives a 30-minute train ride away from university, so for the first year I stayed with her, my brother, and my stepdad. Because I didn't want to live on their costs, I took a small job in a junk store. I quit it when I found a job in tech support near my university that pays far better and gives me some practical experience in computer networking, which is a huge part of my studies. I also used this opportunity to move out of my parents' house into a flat I share with 2 other students. Anyways, on to the actual story. I usually went back to my parents over the weekends to meet them as well as other family and old friends. One of those friends invited me to a small barbecue, and I wanted to bring something, so I grabbed a pack of beer from the local beverage store. On the way from the beverage store to my friend, I saw the old junk store and decided to pay my former colleagues a short visit. It wasn't the nicest place to work at, but my coworkers and I always got along well. Since the company tries to save money where it can, there's only ever one employee in each store, unless new wares are coming in. This time, Jim, fake name, was the unlucky bee who had to wait another hour until he could finally close the store. The store had no uniforms for employees, so it was easy to think the guy chatting with the cashier also works here. In comes the smelliest fat F of a father, with the brattiest C of a son. I remembered them from my time in the store. They bought everything with a price reduced below 50 cents. As I said, junk store, and resold it on the next best flea market for a slightly higher price. Not that I judged them, but 2 shopping carts full of cheap crap is a pain in the A to scan and cash in. Apparently, the son recognized me. Son, look, Dad, the tall man is back. I'm 2 meters. Father, maybe thinking I didn't hear them. I see. Just make sure you stay in school. You don't want to end up like him. I was a little annoyed by that comment, but didn't want to pick a fight over nothing, so I just let it go. The 2 reached the register where I was talking with Jim and put the stuff from the father's cart on the conveyor belt, which was taking forever because it contained a lot of small stuff like hair ties and pencils. Son, this always takes so long. I'm bored. Father, looking at me. Why don't you stop acting so lazy and open the second register? Do something for your money, you know? Jim and I exchange a short smile that basically says, we know this kind of customer. This is going to be interesting. Me, I don't work here anymore. Father, yes you do. I've seen you filling the shelves in here. Me, that was at least 6 months ago. I have a new job now. Father, you just say that so you don't have to do anything right now. Jim, sir, he isn't lying. He just came here to pay me a visit. Father, but I bet he still knows his way around here. Can't he help you out with this? The father's cart wasn't even 20% finished by now, because the pile of garbage in it was so huge. Me, no, I won't work for free just because you asked me to. Even if I wanted to, my access code to the register has got to be deleted by this point. Straight out lie, IT security to the company that owns these stores is utter garbage. Father turns to Jim. You better find someone to operate the second register, or I'll have a talk with your manager. I got a little peeved off by this dude. I kept my composure, but since I didn't work here anymore, I could finally talk back to this kind of customer. Me, and what do you want me to tell her? That Jim won't operate 2 registers at once, or that I won't work for free? Father, face turning slightly red. How dare you talk back to me in front of my son? You'll apologize now. You make me look bad in front of him and he looks up to me. Me, I definitely won't. The only one making you look bad is yourself right now. The first cart was maybe done 50% by now. Not that the boy really cared. He grabbed one of the cheap toys from his shopping cart and played with it. Apparently, he liked it a lot. The father wanted to snap back at me when he was interrupted. Son, Dad, I want this toy for myself. Father, sure, just put it in your pocket so you don't lose it between all the other stuff. Jim, sir, you still have to pay for it. Father, calm down, it's just 30 cents. Me, so you're a thief now too? Father, that's it. Either you start up the second register or I'll call the police on you for slandering me. Me, go ahead. This store has cameras, you know? Another lie, sort of. The cameras were there but didn't work since even before I started working there. Father, smugness intensifies. You really have all the excuses to not lift a finger, do you? Me, for the last time, I don't work here. And to be honest, part of the reason why I left this place is customers like you. Father, customers like me? This is my job too. I'm a professional flea market dealer. There's a slang for this profession in my region of Germany, but it's hard to translate. It means essentially that you're without work and trying to get along selling things on flea markets. At this point, I've had enough. I was getting late to the barbecue already, and the man's stench was crawling under my skin over time. I turned to Jim. Me, it was nice to see you again, but I think I should get going. Jim, you may be right. Me, oh, and sorry for what I'm gonna do. Jim looked a little confused. I knelt down to the son, while the father was turning more and more red, protesting that I shouldn't approach his kid. Me, you know stealing can get you to prison, right? The kid's eyes widened, and he dropped the toy on the floor. I gave him a smile. Me, you can still have it. If you or your father pay for it. Also, you should really stay in school so you don't end up like your dad. I knew if I stayed, things might escalate further, so I picked up my beer and left the store. Behind me, a smelly man berating poor Jim on not intervening. I saw Jim recently at a local festival, and he told me that the guy actually called the regional manager about this. Apparently, she even tried to reach out to me because I damaged the brand's reputation, but since I blocked her number the day I left, she isn't exactly a pleasant person to work for. I never noticed. The next story is, I don't have a son. I went to the local mall to get a new pair of headphones. I have some headphones, but the noise canceling was too good, and I couldn't use them at work. A friend called me and we started to chat. I told him I was at the mall, and he asked me if I could wait for him a little, because he needed to buy some stuff, and he wanted my help. Not a problem, I'm just gonna buy some cookies and wait in the shadows sitting on a bench. I was hearing an audiobook, eating my cookies and playing on my phone. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw a woman talking and doing hand gestures in my direction. She couldn't be talking to me since I'm a stranger, wearing headphones and I haven't responded to her. Probably she's talking to someone on her Bluetooth speaker. That's what I thought. Anyways, I was more concerned about Randall Thor fighting a Forsaken, and my phone. My friend arrived. I took out my headphones and tried to leave, when I heard a loud, "Excuse me, you can't leave your baby here." I turned around, my head thinking, who would leave an unattended baby? I saw a middle-aged woman with an angry face, pointing at a baby cart aside of the bench I was sat. I keep walking, but the woman got closer and yelled, "I'm talking to you, you bad excuse of a parent." I turned around my head again, just to see this angry woman looking directly at me. For the context, I was 25 on that moment, but I don't have a son. F is friend, AW is angry woman, SG is security guard, SM is stupid mother, and me is me. I hate that guy. The conversation was something like this. Me, are you talking to me? AW, yes, I'm talking to you. What kind of father would just leave his baby here and walk away? Me, I don't know. Ask the father. AW, well, I don't care if you're not the father. You can't let your baby abandoned here. It's your responsibility. Me, why? It's not my... AW with the furious face. Are you seriously asking? Bad parents like you get me sick. Now go back here and take care of your baby. Me, ma'am, I'm not a parent. I don't have a baby. I don't know this baby or his family. F, he doesn't have a girlfriend because he's too dumb. AW, I don't care what you are. You still can't let a baby alone. I was about to just look for an employee to tell him about this baby, and hopefully get this woman to understand that I didn't bring this kid with me, but a security guard showed up. SG, what's happening here? Before I could say anything, the woman started to rant about how I was trying to let my baby alone, and how bad a parent I was. SG, mister, you can't let your child alone. If you insist, I'm gonna call the cops and report you to social services. The woman was more calm now that someone with authority was taking care, and probably a punishment for that horrible father was on the future. I usually would be responding to her with insults, but everything happened too quickly to get mad, and to be fair, I was as confused and concerned as her about the baby. Me, what I was trying to explain to this woman is that I didn't bring this baby with me. I'm not his father nor his tutor. I just came here to buy some headphones. I don't know this baby. F, and couple other things, but he's right. He don't have a child, and the baby was already there. Someone must have left him here. SG told us to stay there while he was trying to fix all this thing. The woman approached me with a red face and apologized for his behavior. I told her it was right, because she was just concerned about the baby's safety. Now, all of you would be thinking, where's the I don't work here lady? After a couple of minutes, the SG came back with the woman I was earlier, but she was a very angry, stupid mother. SM, what the F is happening here? Why are you trying to let my baby alone? Talking to me. Me, why the F did you leave your baby alone? SM, I didn't leave him alone. I left him with you. Me, WTF? Why would you leave your baby with a complete stranger, and why would I be taking care of him? SM, that's your job. Do your effing job. Me, I'm not an effing babysitter. I don't know you. If it wasn't because of AW, your baby would be alone, because you didn't ask me anything, and even if you do, I wouldn't have taken care of a stranger's baby. SM, that's it, you SH brat. I'm getting the manager and getting you fired. I never had such an SH service on all the years I'd be a customer on this store. You had the obligation to look after my kid, and you couldn't even do such a simple thing. That's why no one wants to hire you effing millennials. I tried to interrupt her at this point, but she just kept ranting about me and my job. SM, don't even try to apologize. I'm the manager's friend, and he would be very angry when I talk with him about this. Me, I don't effing work here. Probably was my black SH with a my-draw very different from the white shirt, with the logo of the store. It also could be my jeans, or my very long hair, instead of the green khakis and short hair the employees wear. But apparently she realized she left her baby with a stranger, mistaking him for an employee. AW, we don't even let our employees look out for customers' childs, you stupid SH head. It's against the store's regulations. SM trying to get back some of his anger and throw it at this woman. Maybe she wanted to blame anyone but her. Who the heck are you to talk to me like that? I'm gonna get you all fired. I'm the manager's friend. AW, I'm the store's administrator, you dumb bee. After that, the woman tried to explain her mistake and go away, but the security guard didn't let her go. I went to the store with my friend, and the AW apologized again. She even told me she was just the cashier's manager, but she knew that dumb bee was full of crap, so she lied to destroy her. I know the manager trump card. If you're wondering about the baby, the little creature looked healthy. He was sleeping the whole time and didn't realize what was happening. The last story is Best Salesman Ever. The last time we bought a car, we took our kids along. It was a smaller specialty dealership, and the owner happened to be there and recognized us. Business circles combined with small town, and took his time showing us all the details of the vehicles, particularly the two we were trying to decide between. He actually had a very successful dealership. I knew about it from states away, until the government buyout and restructuring, and he fell on the wrong side of the political donations fence. But he's happy selling specialized vehicles, and running a small place doing a semi-retired gig. Less paperwork and more hands-on and people stuff. I'd bet he could be retired, but I don't think he has it in him to not work with cars. Being a small dealership, the process was quick, and we went inside to pay and process the paperwork. Our teens waited outside. A few minutes later, one of them comes inside and says, "Hey, can I have the keys to the white car? This lady wants a test drive." The owner looks up, looks at my teen, looks at the lady standing outside by the vehicle, and to my surprise says, "Sure, here you go. Just get her driver's license and bring it in, would ya?" and tosses my kid the keys. 15 minutes later, my kid comes in and says, "Okay, I told her," recites what the owner had told us about the vehicle, plus a couple other things that were accurate, and she wants it. We all look at each other, shrug our shoulders, and the lady comes in singing the kid's praises, and we finished up and traded places. The owner said that if the kid ever wants a job, let him know. I hope you enjoyed these stories. Be sure to subscribe to the channel.